He has been called the Godfather of Silicon Valley, but Roy Clay Sr.'s place in history is not just in the tech world.
The 91-year-old has been able to tell his story in a new book titled Unstoppable. Our month-long celebration of Black history continues tonight. KTVU's Claudine Wong sat down with Clay's three sons to talk about their father's story and his legacy.
It's the story of a life told not just in pictures, but in words on a page.
Did he just tell me that he did not want a computer division within HP after all the effort we had made to move HP forward in that industry? That division had been my baby from the beginning. As a matter of fact, some say I was its godfather, the person most responsible for that division's culture and success.
91-year-old Roy Clay Sr.'s life is one of so many firsts, now captured in his own words in the book Unstoppable, the unlikely story of a Silicon Valley Godfather. It's a book that his sons read to him now, even as his health wanes.
That's the way we've been communicating with him, and letting him hear our voices just by reading.
Yeah.
Roy Clay Sr. helped create the first mini computer sold by HP in the 1960s.
He was a pioneer, and he kind of was able to see giant things coming, long before they kind of reached the mainstream.
But his story reaches far beyond Silicon Valley. He was the first African-American student to graduate from St. Louis University. His dreams would take him to California, but they would require him to break barriers.
His first job was at Lawrence Livermore Labs, but there was literally no place for people of color to live back in those days in that area. And that's one of the reasons why we wound up living all the way down in Palo Alto.
He was the first African-American elected to the Palo Alto City Council, the first African-American to not only join the exclusive Olympic Club, but also the first to serve on its board of directors. His words take us through the decades of his life with candor, humor, and when he writes about his wife, Virginia, they are filled with love.
No one had ever caught my eye like Virginia. Somehow I knew she was extra special from the moment we first met.
Decades after her passing, Virginia Clay's impact is undeniable.
Just the role that my mother played in his life and how he got where he got, and just our whole family dynamic, and just the importance importance of her in our family and who made him who he is. There's a love story, and that's probably the most remarkable thing about the whole book.
She is the reason they say this book exists at all.
Our mother passed away in the mid-90s, and one of the things she said, told him, asked him, as she was waning in health, was, Roy, you have to write a book on your life story. Be so informative and so inspirational to people like you that are coming behind you. The story has to be told.
And so he tells his story with a strength and a resolve that he says he got from his mother.
Like my mother always said, don't let racism be an excuse to not be successful. She also said, you must give respect to get respect. I listened and heard her loud and strong. I've lived by my mother's words from childhood.
It is a lesson his sons say he passed on to them, saying,
you are going to experience and encounter racism. Don't get angry. Take it as an opportunity, if you can, to educate people.
He basically was, he was pretty much always ready for any situation that he was going to encounter.
Because he had seen so many.
For anything, because he'd seen so much.
And today, decades later, we see the life of this Silicon Valley Godfather through his eyes.
Interestingly, he was able to contribute until we finished the writing. The timing was amazing.
His words and these pages forever telling the story of what it means to be unstoppable. In Oakland, Claudine Wong, KTVU, Fox 2 News.